Hello, and welcome to Magic Public Radio, the Vorthos talk show that combines talking and a show. I'm your co-host, Eron Relentless, live from Ulgrotha, and my other co-host, Liliana. Lily, are you with us, Lily? Lily's hungover. Lily, somebody wake up Lily. Sleeping like the undead.
What?
Lily, we're on the air.
What?
We're on the air, Lily.
Who the... Oh. Is... This is Magic Public Radio. Good morning. Good morning, Eron. Good morning.
Like noon.
This, noon on... Noon. I need my beauty sleep. Noon on where? Where is it? Who is that even? Tamio?
What do you think? All white people look the same to you?
Oh, it's Nahiri. Well,
Yeah.
it's noon on Zendikar in the backwater. Sticks, yeah. Uncouth, rural.
Backwater.
I think what my co-host is trying to say is that joining us today, we have two very special guests. We have Nahiri the Harbinger, everybody's favorite Harbinger. We have Nissa, everybody's favorite green planeswalker, who is not currently trying to kill my co-host. And somewhere in a blinked-out state, we have Venser. He's out there somewhere.
Who's that even? Who's that? I don't know who that is.
All right.
All right. Glad you could join us. Yeah, feeling very fresh, and let's get this over with. Then, Eron, back to you.
Well, we'll start out with the best way to start any broadcast, which is with a cocktail. So it's time for Happy Hour of Devastation.
I saw you kind of cut out there. Did he cut out?
We are doing...
Wait, what?
Happy Hour of Devastation.
We got there, actually. We're there. We got there.
No, I don't know. All I heard was cock. I'm sorry. What was that? Cocktail. We're drinking something.
This is probably
Yes,
a good time to point out that our entire technical staff is populated by goblin interns who are working for course credit and the chance to hold a shiny rock at the end of the show. So we're going to see how it goes, and if we have technical hiccups, we're going to roll with them as they happen. All right, the Happy Hour of Devastation. I will start with introducing today's theme cocktail. Let me put that recipe up on Still Store here. It is Cap'n Vraska's Black and Green and Stormy. 2 measures dark rum, 3 measures strong ginger beer, the juice from 1/2 lime, zest from 1/2 lime, and lime wedges for garnish. It's like a pirate from my mouth.
That's
delicious.
That's a term that we use here or anywhere, I think.
Pirates or mouth?
Yes.
What's on
They're good. They're
what's
good
on
for your mouth.
what's on the menu
it's
for
brazen.
you?
Taste. For me, well, I have this bottle of rum. The rum is gone.
How did that happen?
If you have a bottle, it should be empty. And then you can use the empties for sending nasty messages to your exes who may or may not be stuck on islands somewhere in the South Pacific. This is, yes, actually it's not even rum, it's whiskey. It's whiskey aged in rum casks. So You know, what can I say? I drank it. It's gone.
Stay classy.
Back to you, Eron. Yes.
Nahiri, what are you serving over in your neck of the woods?
This is definitely totally just coffee. Nothing else at all. It's definitely still coffee, not just something that could masquerade as coffee in a coffee cup.
I choose to believe you because the alternative is asking questions, and that sounds like work.
This is also coffee, and not the blood of my enemies.
How about you, Nissa?
Cheers.
I have warm water with a little bit of honey and lemon because it's really healthy and it's good for your digestive system.
Did she say water?
She did say water.
No, it's warm water.
Excuse me. Oh, warm water. She's...
It's warm and wholesome for, the Girl Scout troop.
Oh, yeah. She's living on the edge today, huh, Nissa? Yeah.
And because we're so close to the solstice, I think it's also fitting to have a festive holiday-themed drink. And our festive holiday-themed drink this year is Scotch. It's appropriate for all occasions, and for a real celebration, serve in a flute. Goes down smooth.
Eron, I will toast to that with a magnum of cheap sake, since I recently visited Kamigawa, and I like to help their export industry.
Goes down smooth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't be too mad at me, Nis. It looks like water. It looks like water, look.
It's sort of water. It's just water that catches fire.
It's rice water with an alcohol content of 15%. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, now that we're all in the festive spirit, I think it's time for fresh ether.
What was that?
The holidays, Lily, the holidays.
Are we doing that? Oh, the holidays. The holidays, that's right.
It's
just a minute. No, I have it. I have to go to the vault. I'll get it out. It was supposed to be a gift because we're doing gifts, right? It's gifts. I'm doing gifts. It was supposed to. I may have unwrapped the gifts. I may have used the gifts because they were nice. Gifts given to yourself are still gifts. I'll be right back.
Well, Lily is off giving a gift to herself. Nahiri, who's on your holiday list this year, and what are you getting for them?
Well, I don't know if any of you know this or any of you care, since it's decidedly one of your fault. I won't say whose, but it says, so my entire family was eaten and consumed by Lovecraftian horror beasts from a third dimension of, side reality. So, my Christmas shopping was really easy this year. I'm serving myself a healthy dose of revenge by means of imprisonment in stone for the foreseeable ever. And that was pretty enjoyable. I served it up cold, because it's a deserved dish best served. Then we heated it up later, because I, got some red in me, and I figured I might as well play with some fire. But, yeah, so, Christmas shopping, pretty easy when you're only looking out for number one, because number one's all you got now. So
I can get behind that.
I think
she knows what she's talking about.
I think you should come back to Zendikar, and then we could work together to make it better, and regrow all that death and desolation that happened.
Okay. We're not gonna do this. I had it all figured out. The Hedrons were all there, and then somebody was like, let's open this door that should be closed.
You need to talk to Lily about that, because her ex-boyfriend, I don't know, her Jace, he's the one who just does not listen and thinks he knows everything and has to go and poke around even when he's clearly warned, don't do this. Just saying.
I take no responsibility for that or anything else. It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. Even the things that I actually did, I didn't do it. And you can't prove it.
In my experience with Jason, let's just all accept and not question the fact that I know him and that we're friends and he's famous and I'm famous too.
Oh, now here we go again.
Anything you tell him not to do, that's the first thing he wants to do. He's like a small child or a unintelligent dog. I see nods of agreement. I think we all know Jace.
So, I noticed your guys' logo for the Magic Public Radio, it was kind of a little bit wrong. So I made you guys all a gift, and I fixed it. So they're keychains, and I fixed it.
Ooh.
So now
Is that green?
Yes.
On the logo. Eron, she put green on the logo.
It's a light
I don't
green
think
and
green
a
is a
medium
color.
green and a kind of dark green. And I think it's a lot better now. So I have one for each of you, and I'm going to send them to you.
I don't think that green is actually a color.
Oh, yes, it is the best color.
Well, my co-host is my co-host.
I'm sending them across the multiverse to you guys when we're finished this podcast.
Why would we want your Girl Scout badges?
It's not Girl Scouts.
How many
just
cookies did you have to sell to get those?
No, I made.
I like Thin Mints.
My gift this year to all the people on my list, and there are a lot of them because, like I mentioned, I'm extremely popular, is a glossy 8x10 headshot of myself. Let's get that up on Still Store there. Look at that handsome fella. It is suitable for framing, for sleeping with underneath your pillow, or if you happen to know any talent scouts for upcoming Magic expansions, you can send it to them and remind them that this guy's still around and looking for work.
I'm gonna use mine as a coaster.
I'm gonna.
Well, I'll put mine up. See? My friend Arlen also sent me a picture so that I could always remember our time on Innistrad. Isn't that nice? So I'll put yours on the wall with this.
Is that the moon on Innistrad? That's not Emrakul.
No, this is before. This is before Emrakul came over.
I think it was better with Emrakul. I think I did some serious improvement work.
Well,
Eron, you can.
I don't want to split hairs or anything, but you left before that part. You just brought Emrakul and left the rest of us to kind of deal with it. So that was that.
You weren't there back when this was still a thing, because I'm, an old walker. Yay, pre-mending. That is what's called setting us up the bomb.
It was kind of a B move. I mean,
It was a thing.
you're kind of a bitch, but it's okay.
I'm not.
I feel you.
I have to observe my handiwork first.
Eron, I have a request. Eron, can you send the picture of yourself that you're planning to send to me? Can you send it to Soren?
Yeah, there's one for him too.
I don't think Soren has a lot of space.
He's not in any kind of state to get any kind of mail.
Send mine to Tezzeret. He never gets anything.
I could print him out like Post-it notes and just stick them on Soren.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't.
Mind you,
I have lots of pictures. There's no more space on my walls.
your walls look very blank. But you know what? If you want to fill your walls with stuff, pretty stuff, there's lots of artists that you can go to, and a bunch of them are running holiday sales. Actually, one of them, Magali, still has her 20% off on prints. That's good until today. There's a code, and Ron is going to post all of the information that I was kind of too busy making presents to have it all typed out ahead of time. So he's going to post that all later. But
did that artist do a picture of me?
Magali did not yet, but there are lots of others that have done. Like Steve Argyle, he's another one who has a very famous picture of you.
Oh, okay. That's perfect.
I think he's probably your biggest fan. So you should go check him out, and you could get, playmats or prints or artist proofs or whatever.
That's perfect, because I'm very particular about my interior decoration, and there's a definite theme here that we have to adhere to. It's purple, it's black, it's all me. So.
My recommendation is if you want to give the gift of diamonds, but let's say that for reasons that don't bear going into on this broadcast, your money is tied up in long-term speculative investments, although you totally have the money. It's not that you're poor and trapped on a plane that nobody likes and never wants to go back to. But there is a cost-effective way to give the gift of a diamond to someone you care about, which is another magic artist, Lindsay Look, who painted the mana diamonds for a commander set, has artist proofs of all 5 mana diamonds: charcoal diamond, moss diamond, sky diamond, fire diamond, marble diamond, for sale on her website. They're $5 each, which is a very cost-effective way to give the gift of jewelry to someone you care about.
That you can't go wrong with shiny. And on that note, I have this. We didn't even plan this, Eron. That was a perfect segue, as they say, to this, because this season it's all about the tote bags. I don't know if you can see that. We're very big on tote bags here at Magic Public Radio.
We love tote bags.
Good for all occasions. Go to Friday Night Magic. You go out to kill a few people on some random plane anywhere because they looked at you wrong. You need your stuff. Put your equipment here. Or maybe spare parts for your zombies, a hand, a foot. It fits in here. This is the medium-sized tote bag. This design was made by Oni Spumoni, and they have a Redbubble store, which we'll put in the links, and you can see that has a beautiful pattern printed on this high-quality canvas some kind of material here. But of all of the Moxes, you can see that. Isn't that lovely?
They look expensive and overpowered.
Yes. And it makes you feel expensive and overpowered when you have the tote bag and use it. So there's that one.
Lily, I just have one question. Is that the bag you keep Jace's balls in, or is it a different one?
It might be this one.
Oh yeah, that's the Vraska bag. His balls are definitely in that bag now.
And I don't want to talk about that, actually. Thank you, Nahiri.
You're welcome.
Well, you know what? If you like shiny, pretty, Lily, there is a person on Twitter. Her name is Katie Bates, and she does custom glasswork. And she's starting to make mana symbols out of glass.
Very shiny.
That's the wrong one, though.
No, this is the only one I have a picture of.
She's like super into blue,
Is there a black one? Is there a purple or black?
Probably. She said she's just starting to experiment with the mana symbols, and I know she's not around on Twitter right now very much. But she has an email and will post the email. And she also said if anybody wants something from her and they quote her a discount code for us, she'll give them a discount. So that's going to be MPR Xmas, which again we're going to post.
MPR Xmas.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I've got one more thing, which is why I had to leave. So this may not be everybody's favorite dragon, but it should be if it's not. So this is Niv Mizzet. He's even my favorite, even though he is a little bit blue. And this was custom made for me for Christmas many years ago by my good friend Folly Lolly, who does lots of plushies from all different kinds of things. And she does take commissions, so we'll post her link in the chat as well. He's super, super good. He actually stands up by himself, and his wings move, and he's got just beautiful little toesy woesies. And he's just gorgeous. He's obviously pretty big. Super hardy. He's lasted me for a while, and I've definitely snuggled him when I was at home alone with no friends because they're all dead now. Thanks. But anyway, we'll put hers in there. She's got awesome stuff. She does stuff from other games too, which like aren't quite as cool. But I guess Pokemon is a thing that people like, so got a ton of those as well. Right? Apparently, it's a thing. So.
I just want to point out that I, too, can stand up by myself. Wizards, give me a call.
That's Lily's third glass of sake, so I don't think she can stand up by herself anymore. She's sitting.
I can make you stand up by yourself.
There's also, I mean, he's not really as good as Niv, but he is a dragon. And another community member, Stephen Raphael, he made a bolus sweater.
Oh my god, it's my
ugly Christmas sweater. And so you can get that on Teespring for the next, I think it's like 12 more hours. 9 and a half more hours.
9 more hours in case anyone wants a, number one parable boss sweater. Go get one. Thank you, Nissa.
Because, got a thing for I think he's friends with the Eldrazi, but he has those playmats available too.
Well,
and those are at Inked Gaming.
I have personally seen Emrakul burst through a wall and scream, "Oh yeah!" So I mean, pretty accurate.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Eldrazi a bit of a sore subject with some people in this group, I'm sure.
Well, you wouldn't know because you haven't been plot relevant since
Where are you from again?
Someplace really popular that lots of people are hoping we'll go back to.
I don't know.
Dominaria. I know.
Is it that one? Is it that one tiny plane? That one tiny plane that Steve Argyle painted once. That's it, right? It's the really small, where everything's miniature.
Did you know Titania?
I know everybody who's everybody.
Because she's a friend of mine. See, look, she lent me her dress.
That's classy. And that's a good segue into our next segment, which is CosTalk.
I know, because I'm brilliant, right?
You are.
You're green.
Which is the best.
Did someone say something?
And here to give us a little more information for CosTalk, it's Nissa.
Me again. So, I don't know about the whole camera thing. I guess I'll just pull stuff forward. This is something, so when I was making Titania, I agonized for a long time about how I was going to make the leaves. And I ran across a random video on Facebook about pin tucking, and that kind of just gave me an idea. And technically pin tucking is when you're creating the folds on the right side of the fabric. It's usually used with linens, or I don't know, it's a decorative thing, but I've kind of taken it, and I think it's a really great way to add texture to cosplays. And I did that for all of the leaves all over this costume. I don't know how well you can see it.
I can see it.
Yeah, we can see it pretty well. And we can post more pictures too, again, in the show notes or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we'll have nice close-up ones.
And then I also used it when I was making Kopala. See, I can do more than green.
Yeah, you can do blue.
It's a fish head.
Yeah, it's a fish head. Fish heads. Roly poly. Sorry.
I get that reference.
And it is super, super easy to do. Literally, all you're doing is you're folding your fabric, you're sewing it, and then ironing it open. So, I know that doesn't make sense, but when I generally do this, I'm usually preforming. So I'll usually take my fabric and I'll just kind of pin a shape that I want. And it's rough because when you're pin tucking, you're going to lose width on the fabric. So you always have to remember that. It's going to end up smaller than when you start. Yeah, so then, you know, I end with this, and then I find it's easier if I just iron it closed. So then I'll just iron it, and then I usually, for most of my things, I try to do like an 1/8 of an inch seam. And then you can see all my messy stitching. But see? And then just keep ironing it. If you iron it to create the seam and then sew it and then iron it open, it just kind of goes a lot better. And then, you know, it's a little bit time consuming, but so then I just iron on an angle to get the next little piece, and you know, step 1, 2, 3.
So you pin it, and hence the pin tucking.
Yeah, except
moniker. And then you iron it, and then no, you sew it. Then you iron it.
You iron it, and then you sew it, and then you iron it again. So that's why I'm not actually showing you, because that would be a lot of at the ironing, at the sewing, at the ironing, and it's so you can literally do as much or as little as you want. I actually did all of this thread in red just so it'd be easier for you to see. And then because I don't want hem lines and I don't want it to fray, I use my soldering iron, but I have a tip just for when I'm using it on fabric because it gets really disgusting. Which also makes you think, when you're wearing this, if anything was to catch fire, it's literally going to melt on you, and that's kind of a scary thought. It's not very organic.
It's like hanging out with Chandra.
This is going to cause a hiccup in that girlfriend's relationship.
Well, this is titanium. I'm fine. I didn't use any of that. I use much more natural fibers for my own. But yeah, Titania and Chandra, I don't think would be great friends. And I don't know how well you can see, but when you burn it, it kind of leaves a rough edge. So it's kind of neat, right? Nature and it's all, each one is different, and I can't even tell you how many of these silly leaves I had to do.
Does that take a long time?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, generally I'll do like 20 leaves at a time, give or take, because I find if you sew it and then you sew one through the machine, add the next one, sew it without actually breaking the thread, then you get like a chain of them. It goes a little faster.
I have a question.
Because I used it, I don't know if you can see it here. I used it on the actual body of here.
I was going to say, that's quite beautiful, even though it is green. I can see where that
see, there's love in your heart.
Texturization
when I
made a big difference.
When I did the actual dress, because that was off of a pattern, what I did was I laid the pattern pieces out on the fabric and I cut the general shape of the pattern piece out, and then I pin tucked it, and then I actually pinned the pattern to the fabric and cut it out. Okay. Because you don't want to pin it out exactly, pin tuck it, lose width, and then you're going to end up with something that's too small. So that's kind of pin tucking in a
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that Nahiri's sword in your background?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Now, why is your sword at Nissa's?
Because I can make like 9 of them.
And she's my friend, and she sent me one for Christmas.
Not
What friend? Your friend.
Yeah, that's the word I told you to use. Yeah.
What's that?
I totally have one of those too. You just
I saw another artifact back there.
This. Yes. One of the Stoneforge Mystics also gave me this one.
Do you have a core thing?
I have lots of friends, and I appreciate all the people from my plane. No, stop with your quotations. It's true. You've just been too filled with hatred for too long. You have to come home and act a little.
She likes corn.
There was like 4 core left after most of us, died after the Eldrazi got released. So there's a few left. She's trying to support the industry of the people that she, almost single-handedly was responsible for the genocide for. So
I was not.
State all of them. Course, slumber party, and says house.
If you weren't so moved for like so long, Nissa, or Nahiri, like you did for what, 1,000 years?
Yeah, well, that wasn't really by choice. So.
I just want to state for the record that I also have lots of friends who send me things.
I need to go.
I think he left us.
I think the goblins dropped the ball there for a second. Am I back?
Yep, you're there. Like a goblin stack.
Home for a minute. Where did he say he was from?
Dominaria.
Probably just his mom's basement.
His mom.
For the record,
the basement.
For the record, this is my mom's attic, not my mom's basement.
That would explain all the extra lighting.
Yes.
All right.
And I totally have friends too who send me things. I just can't show any of them to you because they're in my other attic. Which I have.
That didn't sound quite right.
Yeah, I don't know what you were saying either.
Was that the Scotch talking? Eron?
Yes.
I have things to conquer and people to murder. There we are. So, what's next on the agenda?
Next on the
agenda.
agenda.
A busy schedule. A busy schedule full of black magic and killing and other nice holiday activities.
Holiday cheer.
Next on the agenda is the MPR quiz game. Wait, don't spell me.
All right. It's a competition. Did you say I was keeping the score? Does this involve counting?
If it makes you feel any better, you can probably do it wrong and no one will notice.
If Liliana is keeping score, then I'm guessing she's going to win.
Do we have Venser with us? Is he live on satellite?
Who's playing? These two.
Yeah, and then Venser too. Do we have Venser? Is he live on satellite?
Who's that? I don't know.
Some other blue mage.
You! Other Planeswalker. I don't know who you're talking about.
I clearly don't.
Venser! Venser!
Lily, why is Venser at your mansion?
I don't understand was that a question?
Just an observation.
It's time for the game.
All right.
One blue mage, just not enough.
My co-host.
You know what? You can go to the Hell Vault.
My co-host appears to have a type. All right, so here for Wait, Don't Spell Me. The game is played in 4 rounds. We have 4 questions for each contestant. And at the end, whoever has the most points wins. All right, Nahiri, are you ready?
I am definitely ready-ish.
All right, round 1.
I'm setting up. my store card. Wait, Eron. Okay, is this... Okay, are we good?
We're good.
These are our contestants?
Yeah, those are our
Is
contestants.
that correct? All right.
All right, round 1. Legends of the Hidden Temple. The recent set Ixalan introduced a rules change which adds the legendary subtype to all previously printed Planeswalker cards. In this round, I'm going to ask you some questions about other legendary cards from Magic's present and past. Nahiri, for 1 point. Ixalan features 2 legendary pirates, Captain Lannery Storm and Admiral Beckett Brass. But there are 2 other legendary pirate cards. For 1 point, which two sets were they printed in? A. Legends and Mercadian Masks. B. Mercadian Masks and Zendikar. C. Legends and Aether Revolt. Or D. Zendikar and Aether Revolt.
It was Aether Revolt for... sorry, what were the options again? Because one is the Ramirez pirate, and that's Mercadian Masks.
It is, your choices are A. Legends and Mercadian Masks. B. Mercadian Masks and Zendikar. C. Legends and Aether Revolt. Or D. Zendikar and Aether Revolt.
Okay, maybe it's Legends and Aether Revolt then. Is it C?
That is a point for Nahiri. It is Ramirez DiPietro
Legends, that's fine. Okay, cool.
in Legends and Karazev Skyship Raider in Aether Revolt. Question 2 for Nissa.
Don't look at me.
Legendary merfolk are better represented than their pirate counterparts, with 13 merfolk legends, including 2 in Ixalan, Tishana, Voice of Thunder, and Kopala, Warden of the Waves. Every merfolk legend has been blue, but some are multicolored. For 1 point, which secondary color has the most merfolk legends? Is it A, black, B, green, C, red, or D, white?
I don't like blue, and I'm not really a big fan of merfolk, but green.
You are correct. There are 4 blue-green merfolk legends, including Tishana, Vorel of the Hulklade, Thrasios, Triton Hero, and Prime Speaker Zagana. All right, Venser. Question 3.
This question is about me, right? This question is about me.
No.
Because I was already legendary before they made this this rules change. Just wanted to point that out.
And I'm very happy for you about that. Venser, Gishath.
It's just something we have in common, Eron.
Gishath, Sun's avatar, is Magic's first legendary dinosaur. This big dino has Trample, Vigilance, and Haste, a trio of abilities which it shares with only 2 other legends, one of which is Horde of Nations, and the other is an angel. For 1 point, name that angel. Is it A, Aurelia the War Leader, B, Razia Boros Archangel, C, Gisela the Broken Blade, or D, Akroma, Angel of Wrath?
Haste. Probably not white. So, not Wrath. And it's not Gisela. First 2 were
Aurelia the War Leader or Razia Boros Archangel?
yeah, that one. Aurelia.
Oh, unfortunately, it is Akroma, Angel of Wrath.
Angel Wrath is dead.
I can't keep it straight.
For good measure, Akroma, Angel of Wrath also has Flying, First Strike, Protection from Red, and Protection of Black. It has all the abilities.
I can't believe you got them. I'm with angels.
That
sorry.
brings us to round 2. Our poetry round. Nothing rhymes with Huatli. As an homage to everybody's favorite dinosaur riding, planeswalking warrior poet, this is the round where you win by completing the rhyme. I'm going to read you a poem about the Ixalan storyline, which is missing the last word. Use the context clues in your Vorthos smarts to complete the rhyme and win 2 points. All right, Nahiri, are you ready?
I guess I'm ready.
For 2 points, please finish this poem. Most people black out in a bar, but amnesia's where Jace is the star. It raised some alarm when he looked at his arm and said, "How did I get this long?"
Scar.
Yes, for 2 points.
How many points?
2 points.
2 points.
2 points. Jace wakes up on Ixalan and can't remember why he has a scar.
All right, that's enough about that. Next question.
All right, question 2 for Nissa. Please complete the rhyme. Captain Vraska's as tough as a wumpus. On Ixalan she's causing a rumpus. Bolus taught her to sail and told her not to fail, so to help her he gave her a...
Compass.
Yes, a compass for 2 points. Yes, when Bolus sent Vraska to Ixalan, he gave her a magic compass. And Venser, question 3, are you ready?
Yes.
For 2 points, complete the rhyme. The odd couple's a tired old trope, yet Jace and Vraska somehow cope. They took tea below deck, he's a pain in her neck, but at least he fixed her...
Sails.
No! Telescope!
Hook?
Telescope!
Shoot. I'm sorry, if anyone's going to fix a telescope, it'd be me. I'm the artificer.
Yeah, apparently among the 27...
I'm winning, right?
Apparently among the 27 other abilities that Jace has, telescope repair just happens to be one of them.
Well, there's a bunch of Jaces. One of them has to be useful for something.
All right, round 3 is our...
He made that garbage coat somehow. Maybe he could sew, though. I don't know.
Round 3 is our fact or fiction round. Talk scurvy to me. Avast ye mateys. This is the round that challenges you salty sea dogs to tell fact from fiction. I'm going to read each of you a question and then list 5 possible answers. For each possible answer, you tell me if it belongs in the fact pile or the fiction pile. Each one you get right is worth a point, so split those piles carefully, because this is where the points really start to skyrocket. Nahiri. History is full of colorful pirates, and some of those pirates gave their ships colorful names. I'm going to read a list of 5 pirate ship names. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. For each name, I want you to tell me if it is fact or fiction. Are you ready? Ship number 1, the Bachelor's Delight.
So I have to put it in a pile? Fact or fiction?
Yeah.
Let's call that one fiction. I think that's something that you made up because no one would ever want to marry you.
That is a fact. The Bachelor's Delight was a 36-gun frigate captained by William Dampier. That was an actual ship.
But it's also a fact that no one wants to marry you.
That is also a fact, but let's not dwell on that part.
Forever alone.
Ship number 2, the Monkey Butt.
I'm gonna...
That was Kari Zev's ship, right?
But that would also be fiction, though, right? We're doing, like real-world Earth plane.
That is correct, Earth plane.
Okay, so I'm gonna go fiction again, even though, I don't know, fiction.
That is fiction. The Monkey Butt is, however, a ship in the expanded Pirates of the Caribbean universe, which apparently is a thing.
Is that a point or not a point?
She gets a point. She is correct.
She gets a... So...
Yes, it's fiction. It's a fictional thing.
It is a fictional ship.
Doesn't exist on real-world Earth.
Oh, it's a fictional... Oh, yes. I see it. This Earth. This plane. The plane of Earth is...
That sake is hitting Lily. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Nahiri, ship number 3, the Dragon's Smile.
See, I would like that to have been real, but I feel like, well, okay, in the general spread of things, it's probably going to be 2 are fiction and 3 are fact. Or, it's gonna be like a 2 and 3 spread.
What are you doing?
if I can spike out how you might construct this question. So I got the first one wrong. That one was fact. But I don't think Dragon's Smile would actually be real. It would have been... Oh, unless it was like a... There was a ton of Asian pirates. There's a ton of Chinese pirates, actually. One of them was a really cool, badass lady. So that one might actually be hers. I'm gonna go with fact on this one and hope it was one of the badass, like, Chinese pirate things.
The Dragon Smile is a fictional pirate ship. That is Kari Zev's ship from the Aether Revolt storyline.
Oh, see, I should have known that one.
All right.
What did you do? It should have been the monkey butt. Let's be honest.
Dinghy. That's the dinghy on the Dragon Smile.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she had the monkey. I mean, it ran all over the place. The monkey's name.
I didn't pay attention too much to Kaladesh. It was boring. There's too much Nissa.
You weren't even in it.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We named the monkey Jace.
Ship number 4 is the Satisfaction.
A satisfaction?
The Satisfaction.
That seems like it's like too simple for you guys to make up. Like, I feel like if you made it up or grabbed it, well, like, no, I guess you're not making it up though, because they're fictional ships. Oh man, I'm just doing fucking.
Now, is that satisfaction
on
one word, or the saddest?
I thought it was
faction, like the Mirrans when we, lost.
That was really sad.
So like.
Satisfaction, as in I can't get no.
Okay, we knew that was coming. All right.
We knew you were satisfied, Eron.
I'm gonna guess fact again.
You are correct. That is a fact. Captain Henry Morgan, more recently known for a rum bearing his name, had the Satisfaction as his flagship.
Neato. Okay, so that's 2 points for me. Okay, that's good. Not too bad.
And our final ship is the Merry Christmas.
What am I doing?
The Merry Christmas.
I mean, I'm assuming it's M-E-R-R-Y. It's not some play on Mary, like M-A-Y-R-I.
You are correct. M-E-R-R-Y.
All right, let's go with... I don't think that's... Let's go with fiction on that one. I'm taking a long time. Let's go with fiction.
That is a fact. This ship belonged to Edward Lowe, an 18th century pirate based out of Boston, Massachusetts. He appears to have had interesting ideas about ship naming because he also sailed ships called the Rose Pink and Fancy.
Alrighty, so 2 points for me.
Yes.
As we already knew, the plane of Earth is completely jacked.
Confusing.
Nissa, it's your turn. For fact or fiction? Depending on their size and type, pirate ships could have dozens of different sails. Each type of sail had its own name. I'm going to read a list of 5 names, and for each one, you tell me if it is a type of sail for a sailing ship or if it is some other part of a ship. Number 1, the top gallant.
Sorry. Can you repeat all of that because your goblins were interfering?
Yes.
Because you were drunk, Eron.
There's also that. Depending on their size and type, pirate ships could have dozens of different kinds of sails, and each type of sail has its own name. I'm going to read a list of 5 names, and for each one, tell me if it is a type of sail or not.
Okay.
Number 1, the top gallant.
Yes, it's a sail.
You are correct. On a square-rigged sailing vessel, this is the sail immediately above the topsail. Number 2, the Moonraker.
One.
Not a sail.
The Moonraker is in fact a sail. In addition to being a movie where James Bond goes into outer space, Moonraker, also known as a Hope Sail or a Hope in Heaven sail, is the tallest sail on the royal mast of a square-rigged ship. Number 3, the Spanker.
Oh, I like that sail.
You heard me when I said I'm not a big fan of blue, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to say maybe not a sail.
In fact, the Spanker is a sail, sometimes called a tall boy or a blooper. The spanker is either a gaff-rigged fore and aft sail on a square-rigged ship or a head sail on a racing yacht. Let's just assume I knew all of these things beforehand and didn't look them up. All right, number 4, the forecastle.
I'm just gonna keep saying no because all the others are right. We're all, even though I was wrong, and so I'm gonna say no.
This time you are correct. The forecastle, also known as the forecastle, is the upper deck of a sailing ship or the forward part with the sailors' living quarters. It is not a
Totally
sail.
a trick question. Trick question. I say all another part of the ship.
Yes, that's the whole point. Weren't you listening?
Number 5, last one, the dolphin striker.
Moonraker is a real thing.
I'm gonna say it's not a sail.
You are correct. The dolphin striker is a small vertical spar that is found on some sailing ships.
Oh.
All right, Venser, are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right. Seasoned sailors were said to know their ropes, since they had to know which lines controlled which sails, and they also had to tie a variety of knots. I am going to name 5 different kinds of knots. For each one, tell me if it is in fact a nautical knot, or if it is not a nautical knot. Number 1, a Bonaventure...
I don't know any knots.
Well, you have a 50-50 chance on each one. Number 1, a Bonaventure mizzen.
That's too complicated for you to make up. So that is, in fact, a knot.
It is fiction. A Bonaventure mizzen was the name for the 4th mast on larger 16th century galleons.
Eron, what have you been doing since 1995? Have you just been learning about pirate ships?
I have not been appearing in Magic sets. That's what I have been doing.
I can tell you've had a lot of time on your hands, Eron.
I have a lot of time on my hands. All right, number 2, a sunsail tack.
A tack sounds like a knot, so yes, it's a real knot.
You are correct. Also called a buntline hitch or a 4-in-hand. This knot can be used to secure bunt lines to sails, or in the more common application of tying a man's necktie. Number 3, a Magnus...
Tying a man's what?
Tying a man's
necktie.
Inquiring minds.
Oh, necktie. I was
Necktie.
thinking.
I wear those
My
all
mi-
the time.
My mind went somewhere else. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
She heard bunt, and
I heard sunsail and thought dinosaur. I thought it was a dinosaur.
I understand how this goes. Number 3, a Magnus hitch.
hitch also kind of knot. Yep.
Fact, you are correct. Also called a rolling hitch, sailors will use this knot to fasten a rope to a rod, pole, or another rope. And I know
Don't call it a comeback.
And I know that the only word Lily heard in that sentence was pole. Number 4, a Baltimore clipper.
A clipper is a kind
Basketball.
of ship, so it's not a knot.
You are correct. The Baltimore Clipper was a name for a kind of topsail schooner ship that was developed in the Chesapeake Bay prior to the American Revolution.
I thought it was a basketball team. Isn't that basketball?
There used to be
Earth game.
The
Earth
state.
game.
there used to be an Earth sports ball
playing.
team called the Washington Clippers, but they are now the Washington Wizards, which is more relevant to your interests.
Oh,
Yes.
they know magic.
Based on their win-loss record, no, they do not know Magic.
It's a shame. You can't solve all your problems through magic.
Number 5, a block and tackle.
A block and tackle is its own thing, not a knot. So no, it's not a knot.
You are correct. A block and tackle is a system of 2 or more pulleys with a rope or cable thread between them, which is often used to load or unload cargo from a ship.
Oh.
I knew that.
All right. Lily, can we have a score update going into the final round?
All right, we have the guy with the blue balls at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not 4, that's 4. The elf has 6, and the core has 5.
All right. So it's a tight contest here going into the final round. This is our lightning round. The theme is Duels of the Planeswalkers. In this fourth and final round, I'm going to ask each of you a question with 8 possible answers. Name as many correct answers as you can in 60 seconds for 1 point each, up to 8 points total. If you've been waiting for your chance to do some real dino damage, now is the time. Nahiri. With the release of Ixalan, artist Chris Ron has now painted 8 different Planeswalkers on printed Planeswalker cards. Can you name all 8 of these Planeswalkers? Go.
Are we taking turns?
Oh, is this my turn?
Yep, it's your turn, Nahiri.
Sorry. Definitely did. He did Vraska. He did Huatli. He did Jace. He did with Ixalan. Did he do a Chandra? He did a, I think he did a Jace. So, Huatli, Vraska, Jace, Chandra. He did Angrath. And he did, Nico Bolas. He did a Bolas. Then he did a, I wish he did a me, but I don't think he did. Didn't do Liliana?
He did not.
I don't think so.
I would have remembered that.
Tamio? He did Tamio, maybe?
Nope.
It's another dragon.
Ugin. He did an Ugin.
And
Ugin. Did you?
that's your time, unfortunately. We have 4 correct answers. With the release of Ixalan, Chris Ron has painted 8 different Planeswalkers. They are Ajani. He did Ajani Steadfast, an M15.
Oh, damn.
Chandra. He did Chandra Pyromaster for Archenemy. Gideon. He also did Gideon Jura for Archenemy. Nicol Bolas, also for Archenemy. Nissa, also for Archenemy. Obnixilis for Battle for Zendikar. Ugin for Fate Reforged, and Vraska for Ixalan. So 4 correct answers for Nahiri.
That's a busy match.
He literally just did an Angrath.
I know it hasn't been released yet. We'll give Nahiri 1 more point for
Okay, I'll have a single point for that one.
5 points for Nahiri. That's correct.
5 points.
All right, Nissa. Jace and Vraska may be unlikely allies in Ixalan, but they once squared off in a duel deck, Jace versus Vraska. There are 8 other duel decks that pit 2 Planeswalkers against each other. Can you name those other 8 duel decks? Go.
There's Nissa versus Obnixilis, and Liliana versus Garruk, and there was. Can I go upstairs and check because I got a bunch of them upstairs? Oh, I don't remember. There was Chandra versus somebody.
Who would Chandra hate?
No one I know versus no one I know.
Yep. There was a Venser one. Wasn't there a Venser one? Venser, were you in one? Who were you facing off against?
Who was he facing off against?
What? It's about me. I'm all
tell
about it.
Don't tell the elf the answer.
Dead wins no tails, Venser.
You're not even in this game.
I don't.
I'm in every
You're the
game.
scoreboard.
I'm in every.
See, I feel like this is an unfair
This is my strategy is running this
question. All of them. Come on, I do like this one way better.
Well, we have.
What else you got?
He's just distracting you. He's distracting you.
We have 2 points for
This
Nissa.
is like Ryan's done.
We have 2 points for Nissa.
2 points.
The eight answers are Jace versus Chandra, Garruk versus Liliana, Elspeth versus Tezzeret.
Hey, wasn't there an Elspeth and Kiora?
There was, yes. Elspeth versus Kiora. She has been very active. There was Ajani versus Bolas. There was Venser versus Koth, despite the fact that they were both on the same side. But there you go. There was Soren versus Tybalt, Elspeth versus Kiora, and Nissa versus Obnixis. So 2 points for Nissa.
+1 because I got the Elspeth and Versecura before you said it.
Well, we'll give you the point for it. All right, Venser. Ixalan has not one but 2 Jace Planeswalker cards in it, if you count the one that's included in the pre-built Planeswalker deck. That brings the total number of black-bordered Jace Planeswalker cards to 9. The eponymous Jace Bellerin from Lorwyn is the first. How many other of the Jace Planeswalker cards can you name?
Oh, this is okay. Jason Mind Sculptor.
Yes.
Cutting Castaway, right? A recent
Yep.
one. Jace Clueless Clue Guy. I'll come back to that one. There were Architect of Thought.
Yep.
Before he was the Guild Pact in Ravnica, right?
Yep.
He's only ever been mono blue, unlike some people. What other sets was he in? He was he got an M15 one that did the milling. What the heck is that called? All the names sound the same, right? Like, how many Jaces can you have? You can have a lot of Jaces, but they all...
You've only got a couple seconds.
All blue walkers look the same.
Right? What way? Hey.
We're gonna call time.
Oh man.
We're gonna call time on that.
I think I win.
3 points for Venser. The 8 other 3 points.
I don't care about that guy. Come on.
The 8 other Jaces are Jace Architect of Thought, Jace Cunning Castaway,
Got that one.
Jace Ingenious Mind Mage, which clearly he wrote that name himself.
What?
Jace Memory
Right,
Adept,
so.
Jace the Living Guild Pact, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Jace Unraveler
That's
of
the one.
Secrets, and Jace Vryn's Prodigy / Jace Telepath Unbound.
Oh, the flip. Right.
All right, Lily, what's our total at the end of Wait, Don't Spell Me?
All right, totals right here. It looks like we have a winner, and it is the core.
Hey!
Hardcore.
Hardcore.
Nahiri, your prize for winning Wait, Don't Spell Me is a chance to hold the shiny rock after the goblin interns are done with it.
Yay.
Although
she's really excited about getting someone else's rock.
Given what I
Just
know,
Right.
Make a whole bunch of your own.
and given what I know about the goblin interns, you may want to wash that rock off before you.
Yeah, I don't think I want it.
Actually,
Okay. Well,
you can just send it to yourself, Eron.
thank you to our contestants on Wait, Don't Spell Me, the MPR news quiz game. And having dispensed with that, it's time.
All right, and now it's time for
It's time for a little culture with Masterpiece Theater. So I think most people don't know it, but Nahiri is a poet in her spare time. And I just realized that rhymed, and I didn't even mean for it to, so apparently I'm a poet too. But Nahiri, I understand you have something seasonal you'd like to share with us.
Yeah, so we're doing I wrote a little story about I got to go to an unstable pre-release. I was helping out at one of the stores that was doing one, and something kind of interesting happened. So we had an interesting visitor pop into the pre-release. So I wrote a poem about it because Huatli's not the only poet around here.
Share.
And I wrote this all totally myself. I had no inspiration from anything. 'Twas pre-release night, and all through the store, not a creature was stirring, not even a squirrel. The packs were laid out all on playmats with care, in hopes that they all would contain some bomb rares. The gamers were up, not at home in their beds, because thoughts of contraptions were filling their heads. The judges were set, and I had my sword. I had just got to work, though was thoroughly bored. When out from the parking lot came such a clatter, I left my store duties to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I ran without care, crashed right through some gamers and knocked over chairs. The moon on the white of the parking lot lines made everything shimmer like moxes would shine, when what to the winter of my discontent but a red Honda Civic and 8 crazy augments. With a little driver, his smirk set aglow, and I knew right away that it must be Morrow. Some Timmy's wet dream, these half reindeer, half cats, and he cackled and laughed as he called out their stats. 1 with lifelink, 2-1 double strike. The third one's got death touch. It's very snake-like. 4-4 with trample, 1 intimidate, and you'll never get through the contraptions it makes. And of course they have flying. That's abundantly clear. I exclaimed, "That's not balanced at all! Get back here!" But at the top of the shop they all flew, with the red Honda Civic and rose water claws too. Out of sight now, but I heard from the roof the strange tapping noise of each combo paw hoof. Not sure what to do, I turned back around, and surrounded by gamers asking, what was that sound? But then Morrow was there, right there in the store. How the heck he'd get down here if not for the door? I'm unblockable, kids, he explained, so to speak. I researched this set with the agents of Sneak. His eyes were mischievous, his smile was wide. This Rosewater Claus took our staring in stride. You've all been good players, he told us. It's true. You're all getting gifts. No coal golems for you. How the heck would you know that? I asked, all confused. Those Stoneforge blade had gone mostly unused. You would know that already if you'd done your homework. I can see you all year on my Thopter Pi network. Then it's all gifts, this right jolly old man, and I laughed when I realized it all. Because damn, it's just like he said on that pre-release night. It's not about winning, although some games you might. It's about having fun, drawing cards, rolling dice. So we sat down to play, cracked some packs. It was nice. He seemed to know then that his work there was done. His gifts had been given, and games had been won. So he jumped in the Honda, the reindeer cats purred, and we'll never forget the last thing he heard. As Rose Waterclaws flew back up into the night, Happy Christmas to all! May your spikes all be bright.
That's really classy and tasteful, Nahiri.
Yeah, I changed the ending from what it originally was.
Oh, what was it originally?
Well, originally the ending was going to be, so we jumped in the Honda, the reindeer cats purred, as for a moment, just silence, like when it all began. Happy Christmas to all, I wrote for Roseanne.
I am not going to ask how you know what car Morrow drives, but if I was Morrow, I might be keeping a careful watch in my rearview mirror in upcoming days.
I actually have no idea. Red Honda Civic just fit the stream, and also like in terms of percentage of cars on the road, it might not be a bad guess actually. Maybe not red, probably black Honda Civic, but it's like the most driven car in my county at least. So.
She's crazy. She's a stalker. Crazy.
And we
anyway, that was my poem.
That was a great poem. We like to have a good time here on MPR, and part of that is telling jokes. And I understand that we have a pun off in the works here between two of our guests.
I think so.
I think it's going to be a vicious and hotly contested competition, Eron, between Nissa and Nahiri. And I'm excited to hear what kinds of humorous stylings that they are going to regale us with.
Nahiri, why don't you explain the pun off to us?
So basically we've each got a handful of like dumb joke puns, and what we're trying to do is get the other person to like laugh or smile, and we're trying to keep a stony countenance ourselves.
I feel like you have an unfair advantage.
I feel this is that seems stacked in your favor already. Nissa lost.
I feel like in the interests of fairness we should let Nissa go first.
Sure. Is it? What are we playing to? 3 points, or how do we want to play it?
That seems fine. Fair. 3.
3
3 points.
Three.
Is easy, so.
3. 13, whatever.
I'll move my computer up a little bit so you can all see how I'm not going to laugh at any of her unfunny jokes.
I'm just gonna move up a bit more.
She's not very funny.
Is that good? You can't see my
Sure.
face, right?
That's pretty clever there. That was very blue of you. All right, Nissa, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, well, I didn't write any of these. I'm just gonna say that, and I got most of them off of the internet. But this one, Liliana gave me. She thought it would be funny. So, what did Soren say when he was fighting Nahiri outside the Hell Vault?
I know what it was, but continue.
Gee, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Well, that is a stone-faced reaction there from Nahiri.
That was hilarious. Come on. I did. Funny. Laugh, damn it. All of you. Laugh.
Are we allowed to laugh in between our ones? 'Cause,
No, you're not allowed to laugh at your own jokes either. You have to be.
I mean, when we're talking right now in between, can we laugh
Yeah,
or
you can
smile?
laugh in between, but like during the actual response.
Well, I thought it was funny. That was my good deed for the next
Millennium.
century.
All right, Nahiri.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. What is Owen Wilson's favorite black magic card?
What is
Avatar. Wow. I thought that one was pretty good, but
Wow.
That is admirably stone-faced there from Nissa.
Elves are very competitive. Who's Owen Wilson?
She's wearing a glamour right now. She's cheating.
I am not
Does
cheating.
green do that? Green doesn't do that. Oh, wait, she had blue.
No, stop with the blue. No blue. No blue.
okay.
All
Okay.
right, Nissa, fire back.
Why can't John Avon ever win a game? He only draws lands.
All right, everybody other than Nahiri laughed at that
It's
joke.
true. I know that fella. It's true.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay.
Nahiri. Jeez.
All right.
She's a
What-
statue.
All right. What changes did we make when we had to expand the core family?
What?
We went from Zenda car to a Zenda van.
I'm starting to get concerned that we're going to be here for a long time.
Yes, if I really thought you would smile.
Yeah.
Like I honestly. All right. Let's give it a few more, and if we're all just stone-faced and dead inside, I guess we can just move on.
All right, Nissa.
Well, I'm dead inside already, but
Why can't people from Bant drink milk? They're lactose intolerant.
I get it.
It's a color by joke.
I think I needed to be drinking for this. I think I would have been laughing a lot more had I had a beer and not coffee. I mean, you know, my totally coffee that I had.
And I believe you about that. All right, Nahiri.
All right, so let's go with why was the Azorius lawmaker scared to come out to her coworkers?
Why?
She didn't want to admit she had a girlfriend.
That's too close to home for Nissa.
You're all made of stone.
I know, apparently. I really...
Oh,
You're doing a lot better than I thought. Hats off to you, I guess.
oh my gosh.
Thank you.
All right.
Down with elves.
We're going to have to go to, like, sudden death here.
All right, sudden death. I've got some more.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is the last one?
I guess, yeah, I think so. Because
Nissa.
apparently we're just dead on Prerelease, so.
No,
Here,
no,
these are all official. You
Yeah.
wrote these. Wow. All right.
Okay, so in the battle for green creature types, the best ones, hydras are more popular, but tree folk are more popular.
I get it.
True.
This is true.
True.
All right, I've got one more blow to try to strike, and this is my best joke.
One more. The grand finale.
This is the best one that I wrote. So, all right. You want to hear a real joke?
I would love to.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Ouch.
Oh my goodness.
Damn! Way to go, Nissa.
All right. Our,
Yep.
our lesson from
It's a
this
tie.
our
have
lesson
to
from
have
this
some-
activity is that Stella's Naya aligned planeswalkers can't take a joke.
Well, we can. We just take them all in stride. I think what we should do is promise to do this in real life when we're sitting across from each other in like a room at like a GP or something, and I bet it'll go drastically differently.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
that-
a GP Seattle.
Mostly because I will literally just cheat and blow in Nissa's face to make him laugh.
Lily, why don't you plug for GP
just-
Seattle while we're on the topic?
GP Seattle, yes. Our next Planeswalkers Summit is going to happen at GP Seattle in April. And who knows, maybe we'll have, this bloody, joke off,
To the
fisticuffs
death.
thing. Like, I don't, like, wait, why do we even need jokes? Like, let's just fight. We can set up, an 8-sided, ring and just put two planeswalkers in at a time, and then only one comes out, and that's just like,
Like a real live duel deck.
But if we called it the Punder Dome, it could all be about jokes anyway.
Oh.
you could start off with joking and then just move to punching or whatever.
Get thee to a punnery, Nahiri.
I'm lost now. What happened?
I killed the humor.
I don't.
Since we have Venser with us now, should we do the news?
Yes, I'm Venser.
Here's
All
Venser
right.
with the news.
That means it's time for all things Cardsidered.
Eron, are
What?
you introducing me?
I did introduce you, yes.
He's slurring again.
I did introduce you. You were a legend before it was legendary.
All things Cardsidered.
All
The
things
news.
Cardsidered.
Hi, I'm Venser. Hi.
Hi,
I'm
Venser.
This is... Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Eron. It's been a while. I'm Venser, and this is All Things Cardsidered with news from around the multiverse. Keep up with me here. So, the Gatewash were defeated by Nicol Bolas.
Okay.
Yep. On Ravnica, the Living Guild Pact is still missing.
Interesting.
On Ixalan, has anyone ever heard of this place? I've never been there. There are 4 groups fighting each other.
Yeah.
I haven't had much time. I've been a little bit busy on the furnace level, Dinosaurs.
They're exciting.
And then finally, the Mirari. I mean the Caged Sun. The Immortal Sun. Yeah, that's it. Immortal Sun.
Thank you,
Venser, and this has
Venser.
been All Things Considered.
Thank you, Venser. That was educational in the strictest possible sense of the term.
Extremely informative.
Maybe yesterday it would have been informative.
I haven't heard of any of these things. These are all news to me.
Yesterday's news
Okay.
today.
Or last year, maybe.
I think that
Things
means
about
it's.
me.
It's
I think that means it's time for us to close out the show with everybody's favorite segment. And that's karaoke.
Yes, let's do that. Yes, come on, Eron, because I really need to get going. I've got a very full.
Nahiri, I understand you have a song for us.
In addition to being an awesome poet, I also wrote some songs. It's basically, it's similar. It's Christmas on Earth plane, so I went through and tried to write some Christmas songs, a few of which I was told were not okay to sing, but we're gonna, at least go through some of them anyway. So my first...
Get out of my mind.
So I think my first idea was... Angels we have heard on high, 4/4 creatures in the sky. Liliana kept us from doing that one. We can't sing that.
We can't. I hate angels.
Yeah, I know. We know.
It's just...
My personal favorite would be Oh Stoneforge Blade, Oh Stoneforge Blade, +5/+5 and double strike. But that's good.
Your experiences are not universal, Nahiri.
That's, I guess, kind of what I was thinking.
Stones, the rocks, the stones. We know.
My personal favorite is Dance the Halls with Soren's family. Ha 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 ha.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that one is good. And again, this is another personal favorite of mine, close to my heart. Don't rest, you merry gentle folk, you've got much to dismay, 'cause Nissa doomed all Zendikar, let the Eldrazi out one day. She ruined all of my hard work, 'cause she had gone astray. Oh, tidings of guilt with some shame, guilt and some shame. Oh, tidings of guilt, and it's all your fault.
It is not all my fault. We're not singing this one.
I feel like there's some pre-existing issues here that
so
we're
I guess
uncovering.
the one that we've decided on, the one that we're all going to sing, the ones that we're all going to sing, and you should have the lyrics to this. We're going to do something a little bit like the 12 Days of Christmas, because that one's pretty well known. So originally, I kind of just wanted the song. I had a really simple way to do the song, but that's not all 12 days. Originally, I was just going to write the song of, on the first turn of Christmas, my tutor ability gave to me a batter skull, and then I won the game. But that's banned now, so we can't do that one.
You're overpowered.
Yes,
what can we say?
I'm not overpowered. Batter skull is overpowered.
All right. So which one are we singing? Are we singing? I'm sorry. I have a very busy schedule today.
Yeah.
I've really got to do important things.
So we're doing on the first day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out. That's the one we're doing.
Okay.
You should all have it. All right. So we'll start out.
Right.
First day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out. A planeswalker with no memories.
Wait, where are we?
Are we supposed to sing to...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So on the first day, and that's the second day, and time progresses in a linear fashion. So, on the first day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out a planeswalker with no memories.
I know who that is.
Everybody, yeah, okay. On the second day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out two horns of planeswalker with no memories. On the third day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out three spells of binding, two horns of planeswalker with no memories. Guys, singing was great with like lag. This is.
I am not gonna
I'm not
let
singing that first.
I am not gonna let the goblins hold the shiny rock after we're all done with this.
I am not. I can't sing. I'm sorry. I can't sing that first line.
Nahiri, why don't you just sing the song for us? And we'll,
Nissa, come on, join. We join it. Come on.
Well, you know,
on the fourth day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out four dinos, two horns of bullets, and a planeswalker with no memories. Whoops, that's fine. That can be down around there. That's good. On the We're okay. We're on 5. On the 5th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 5 soul rings, which doesn't really have anything to do, but wizards won't ban them, so they're going in the song. 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 with no memories.
Chase.
On the 6th of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 6 lies from Thorin, 5 soul rings. 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories. On the 7th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 7 swamps were stuck in, 6 lives from Thorin, 5 soul rings. 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories.
I still know who that is.
I'm very proud of you. I'm sure your mom.
I still won't sing it.
The 8th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 8 tales of telling, 7 swamps were stuck in, 6 lives from Soren, 5 soul rings. 4 dinos, 3 spells of bindings, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories.
Asshole.
Did you do that one as the first one just so you could torment Liliana this entire time?
Because it gets sung every single time.
Yeah.
I waited forever. I waited so long in Tezzeret's sanctum. Nobody ever cares. They never hear about my side of the story. I waited and waited and waited, and he never showed up. I mean, you know what it's like to be, stood up by, what?
I've been stood up by the multiverse for about 20 years, so I know what you're talking about.
So, Lily, I think what you're saying is you tried so hard and got so far, and in the end, it didn't even matter.
It did. What is that?
What the hell is that? Get that out of here. What hack artist drew that?
Here.
All right, where were we?
That was not-
9 Christmas.
There's more where that came from.
Christmas, the multiverse spat out 9 cannons retconned, 8 tales of telling, 7 swamps were stuck in, 6 lives from Soren, 5 soul rings, which is 10 mana, by the way. 4 feathered dinos, 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories. Guys, I think that's the first time I actually got the melody right on those last few lines. Whatever, it's cool. It's fine. I'm just the poet, not the singer. It's cool. On the 10th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 10 plotlines leaping, 9 cannons retcon, 8 tales of telling, 7 swamps are stuck in, 6 lives from Soren, 5 soul rings, 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories. On the 11th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 11 conflicts cast off, 10 plotlines leaping, 9 cannons retcon, 8 tales of telling, 7 swamps were stuck in, 6 lives from Soren, 5 soul rings, 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories. On the 12th, okay, here we are, let's take it home. On the 12th day of Christmas, the multiverse spat out 12 drums drumming, 11 conflicts cast off, 10 plotlines leaping, 9 cannons retcon, 8 tales of telling, 7 swamps are stuck in, 6 lives from Soren, 5 soul rings, 4 feathered dinos, 3 spells of binding, 2 horns of bolus, and a planeswalker with no memories. Yay!
Hey.
Good job. And I guess I be happy there was nothing negative in that song about me. So, yay!
No, you had a whole song dedicated just to you.
Glad we didn't sing that one.
Down with elves. Down with elves.
Thank you, Nahiri. And
Anything was welcome.
I think that does it for our episode
All right.
001 of MPR today. There's nothing next. We're done. That's the show.
All right. Fantastic. That's it? We're done?
It went.
Yeah, this has been MPR, Magic Public Radio, broadcasting across the multiverse along our network of affiliates. I want to thank our affiliate of the week. That station is WKLD, Keld Radio, the warlord for your ears. I also want to thank my co-host, Liliana, and our extra special guests, Nahiri, Nissa, and Venser, who has blinked back off into the ether, I see. We had a good time today. We hope you had a good time today too. The goblins appear to have done a marginally acceptable job, and I will let one of them hold the shiny rock after we're done. If you want to follow MPR, we are on social media. As you can see here, we are MTG MPR on Twitter, Magic Public Radio on Instagram, Magic Public Radio on Facebook, MPR Magic Public Radio on YouTube, Magic Public Radio on Twitch, and magicpublicradio.org on the internet. Thank you again to everybody, and that's our show for this week. And we'll be back. Thank you all for tuning in. Goodbye, Multiverse, and call me. I'm waiting. I'm available for gigs.
Are we wrapped?
We're still streaming here. Give me 1 second.
So, Nahiri, are you going to come over later